Hey guys, welcome to the All Shook Up podcast, and on this episode, we will be interviewing special guest Sebastian Garland. Well, thank you for joining, and let's get started. All right. So how many years have you been in ETA?
Oh, Lord. Technically, I've been doing it since I was, in first grade. But professionally, I've only been doing it, 2 years.
Oh, really? What made you start in, first grade?
So my dad was a fan before I was born.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom wasn't a fan. So he got rid of all of his memorabilia and everything, thinking I'd want nothing to do with Elvis. And then I don't even know exactly how I found him, but I just know I liked it, and I was like, hey, this guy sounds pretty cool.
Okay.
And I had my little tiny jumpsuit, and I had a buzz cut, so my hair wasn't super long, and we sprayed it black, and I was dancing around in first grade in my little jumpsuit singing Hound Dog.
So is that how you discovered Elvis, is through your dad?
Yeah, kind of. My dad didn't introduce me to it. Somehow I found him on my own.
Okay.
And then my dad was like, there's no way. I think after that he kind of regretted getting rid of everything. And then my mom got into it after I did, so yeah.
So how old were you when you started your tribute?
Professionally, I was 17.
Okay.
I was a junior in high school, so when I decided to do it, I got, told that I was I remember when I decided I wanted to do it, I texted my class, because I had a musical theater class for super tight, and I texted the class, I was like, guys, I found my job, and they're like, let me guess, you want to be an Elvis impersonator for birthday parties? And I was like, well, not exactly birthday parties, but okay. And then I started doing tributes with my hair blonde. And then I decided I don't think that's going to work. So
Elvis had blonde hair at one time.
I know. I've considered going back to it at some point. But I dyed it my parents didn't want jet black yet, so I dyed it a dark brown. And it worked for a while, and then at one point I just went for it, and they were like, your hair looks darker than normal. So after a while, they just kind of grew on them, so
yeah,
they didn't care as much.
So what inspired you to become an ETA?
I want to say around 5th grade, back when I lived in Indiana. I went and saw, I think it was the birthday tour with Cody Slaughter, probably Sean Plush and Dean Z.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a wild guess. I know Cody was there, and watching him do 50s Elvis, I was like, holy crap, man, this dude looks just like him. This is top notch. And then I didn't really think about it again until 2022 when I saw the movie, and then I saw the movie a second time, and then I think I saw it a third time.
So I'm gonna take that you like the movie.
Yeah. And I remember watching it. I was in West Palm Beach at the time, so I just went to the movie theater right up the street and watched it. I'm gonna learn how to do it, and I literally just learned in a hotel room how to do the one move, and I still didn't know how to play guitar or anything, so I was like, I'm just gonna learn it as I go. And I got home and I picked up my dad's guitar and just started learning That's All Right and Blue Suede Shoes and everything else, and I was like, all right, let's do it. And I had a little tiny speaker that I just did everything on.
Wow. So what's your favorite thing about being an ETA?
A lot of guys say the performing, and a lot of guys say the competing and all that. My favorite part's meeting everybody, because to me it's still this I feel like it's still a very foreign world to me, and it's still every time I see people, Moses Snow, Cody Bayonet, Alex Mitchell, all those guys, it's like seeing ghosts to me, because I'm like, I feel like I've never seen these people in person ever. Like I would never get to meet these people, and so now like I get to perform alongside
Yeah.
with them, and that's why I do the contest. Like I'm not sure if I win, but I love seeing these guys because I know who they are, and other people don't. To me, it's like meeting a celebrity.
Yeah.
Whoa! I never thought I'd be in the same room with this person. Hearing their stories is probably my favorite part.
Okay. Do you like competing or like having shows with the other guys?
Yeah, yeah. I don't mind the competing world. Like I do it when I can afford it because that's one thing people don't know is it's
Yeah.
not cheap. But yeah, I love being alongside the other guys, and like when it comes to competing, it's so um, a lot of them are so supportive and they have your back when it comes to competing, and you get to watch them and support them too. And for you as a tribute artist, you know it's basically a free show,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you're just watching, you're just learning from all
Yeah.
those other guys and learning their routines, and then you take that and apply it to yourself, and then performing with them. It's like one giant show. So when you get to perform next to them, it's like that you gain your fans from their fans as well, and they get fans from your fans too. So it's
Yeah.
like one big
You
community.
gain fans from each other.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what's the first Elvis song that you fell in love with?
Album?
One song or album,
Oh,
both.
one song. Oh, I'll start with one song, and then I'll do album because I you can't see it, but my whole wall of albums is behind you. Oh Lord, my favorite song. That's a tough one. Rock were the two that like got me when I first started like figuring out who he was. Now I would say it's like first in line, the more obscure songs.
Mm-hmm.
I've been listening to a lot of like 73 to 75 lately.
Okay.
So Elvis at Stax era is kind of my thing right now. So I'd say like Raised on Rock is one of my favorite albums right now.
Okay.
So like I've never like actually sat down and listened to that song until recently, and now I'm like, it's a really good song.
Yeah. So, do you have a favorite movie?
Oh yeah, I love Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hawaii is always my number one movie. I think I have more copies of that album than any other album.
Oh.
And seeing it in person, seeing the filming locations in person is always like it's so cool to me because I feel like it's the second closest thing to like Hawaii as a whole is the second home of Elvis. So like
Yeah.
it's the only other place other than Memphis that I feel like I'm at home with my Elvis world.
Yeah. So, talking about Graceland, what was it like for your first time?
Oh Lord, my first time was in March, and I went with my girlfriend. She took me for my birthday, and we did everything in less than 24 hours. We flew in. She surprised me. We flew in middle of the day, and I had just done an overnight rehearsal for another thing that I don't know that I'm allowed to talk about, but it's not Elvis related, so I don't know. But I had done overnight rehearsals for that, and we got on the plane around noon and flew in, and we went to Marlowe's for dinner, and just kind of explored downtown stuff the first night, and then the next morning we went and did all the Graceland stuff, and it's like a child on Christmas.
Yeah.
And I swear every time I go, I've been since then, which is one other time, it still feels like I'm going to Disneyland or something for the first time. But it's so interesting because when people talk about Memphis, like the first thing you think of is Graceland.
Yeah.
But no, there's no like picture. People don't talk about the downtown area, and so there's nothing to picture of downtown Memphis other than Graceland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Seeing the rest of it, like Beale Street and the Peabody and all that stuff, I was like, I kind of forgot all this existed.
Yeah. Because all you hear about, like you said, is just Graceland.
Yeah, and you can't picture where everything else is at in relation to Graceland and Sun and everything. Like, I was, even just this last time, I was like, oh wow, I didn't realize how far Sun was from Arcade.
Yeah.
Or, Arcade from Graceland and all that stuff. Yeah.
What's it like performing during Elvis Week or competing?
Ooh, it's so cool. Like, doing First Chance this year was, I was going to do either first chance or last chance, but I was so cool because I watched everybody else sign up a couple days before after the ultimate had ended, and it was cool to me because it's the first one. So all of these other new guys that are finally old enough to be able to compete now,
Mm-hmm.
the ultimate have signed up. So like Finley was there, which I had never met him before, so it was super cool to see him compete. Um, Luke Barnhart was there, which this is now his second year able to compete, I think, but I finally got to meet him. And it's so cool to be able to say that you performed on Beale Street.
Yeah.
Like, not many people get to do that unless they've scheduled it way in advance, but like doing the contest on Beale Street, not to brag, but placing top 10 on Beale Street on my first contest of the season, I thought was pretty cool.
How'd that feel?
Experience. It was, I had very low hopes going into. I still see myself as a very small, insignificant ETA. So I'd seen Alex sign up, Jesse Aaron sign up, Finley sign up. I was like, yeah, I'm screwed. I'm just gonna do it and have fun just for the heck of it. And I got to meet my friend Evan King, and we were sitting there watching all the other guys when I wasn't competing, and I was just like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it. And he's like, no. They called top 10, and there's a little fumble with my last name and somebody else's.
Yeah.
Because they just wrote my first name. So it was on the list. It was like they had all the names with their first and last name, and then mine was just Sebastian. And I was like, all right then. And so we both went up to me and the other guy went up to Ronnie Craig, and we were like, hey man, like, do we know which one is it? He's like, I don't know. They just put the first name, and I'm like, so that was me then. All right, good to know. And I had my little support team at the table behind me, and I turned around. And I was like, we got a green light. We're good. But it was so crazy because I mean I was like the 8th person they called, and so by that point I was just like, yeah, it's not happening.
Oh.
And they said it, I was like, oh. So it was a really cool moment, and it was like the other guy, he's a great guy. His name's Skylar, super nice guy, and it's cool because I met him in Indiana, so this was our second time meeting, and he was telling me how I'd influenced him, and I was like, I've never thought like, I'd influence another ETA, so it was a pretty neat moment.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite jumpsuit or outfit of Elvis's?
Good ones, like those, the over the top, like iconic beagle and all that stuff. I love those, but I've also always loved the simplistic 70 to 71 stuff. So fringe, concho, chain, all of those are like some of my favorites because he didn't need all of the little sparkles to it.
Yeah.
It was just white on its own to show off. So those and like the 69 two-piece outfits,
Yeah.
I've always been partial to.
So, now about performing. We kind of talked about it, but what was your very first ETA performance like?
I'm going to say my first professional one because my first grade talent show, I have no clue or recollection. I just remember sitting there with my little gold glasses. But my first professional, mine was literally on the floor with people in front of me, and it was in broad daylight. So, I mean, I could see everyone.
Oh.
And I had never performed, like, I mean, I grew up in a theater household, so I'm used to being on the stage where you can't really see anybody. So to be able to see everybody in front of me and see people, like, get up and leave if they didn't like it, like, or even if they did like it, they were just, like, leaving, like, it was like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah.
And so it's just one of those things that, like, you have to adapt to. And I had my one little speaker and my 50s mic, and that was about it. And I think I did 3 different 50 sets, which is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was a 3-hour show, so 3 hours of 50s Elvis is a lot. And it takes a toll on you. But and I just remember like being done with my first set and talking to my dad, and I was like, I think I'm gonna be sick. He was like, you're fine. And I was like, okay.
So, how do you deal with nerves, like before a show and different things like that?
There's a great quote from Elvis that he's like, I've never gotten over stage fright, and that hits so close to home because I don't think anybody can get rid of stage fright. I still, by by the end of, usually by the middle to end of my first set, I'll know whether like I want to keep like not like keep doing the show, but like I know what the audience is feeling, and like that's the point where it starts to even out. Beforehand, especially during the contest, like I'll be like really shaky, but like water, I'll drink a lot of water, just breathing and knowing you can't back out. You gotta
Yeah.
do it. That's the biggest thing that gets me through is like I'm like I can't back out now, and I'm getting paid to sing these songs, so get out there and do it. And make it fun. So that's one of the biggest things.
Yeah. So, what is your like go-to warm-ups for a show or event?
There's a lot of physically stretching. um, a lot of physically stretching. Vocally, I try not to push myself too much. Um, I'll sing Elvis songs on the way there, like just a few, just to like get my voice kind of warmed up, but not like blow my voice out in the car.
Yeah.
But sorry, that's my dog. I don't know if you can hear that.
You're fine.
But the biggest thing for me is the physically stretching because if you don't, your body hurts the next day.
I'm sure. So, what is your favorite song to perform?
I love just about every song I do, or else I wouldn't do them. But I think one of my favorites, I would say either First in Line or Long Tall Sally.
Okay.
First in Line's such a deep cut, and they're like, whoa,
Yeah.
this song. So only the real fans know that, like, know that it exists. And Long Tall Sally, it's just like, there's so many different ways it was done between Little Richard and 70s Elvis and the 50s version, and you can change it up movement wise, or you can play it with a guitar, you can play it without a guitar. There's just so many variations to it.
Mm-hmm. So, what is your favorite era to perform?
Oh, 50s has always been my go-to. I love doing 50s. I love the movement. I love doing the outfits are simple.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute you jump into the actual like world of Elvis, the first thing people are gonna think of is the 50s and the early like the postage stamp is what I like to call it. That the one stamp that they made of Elvis, and like he's got the 50s mic. Like that's what I think everybody in the Elvis world goes to immediately. So I think the 50s has always been kind of my favorite. But every now and then I like to do 70s. I like to throw on a jumpsuit every once in a while and put on some sideburns and feel different.
Do you ever perform the 68 comeback?
Sometimes. I do a show every now and then. If I have a really long show, Elvis Lives, and it's I do every era. I do 50s, 68, and 70s, and If I Can Dream suit. But I think I've only worn the full If I Can Dream suit like one time.
Really?
Because you can't switch in the middle of the set for one song. So it's like I'd love to do it one day because I'm like I have the outfit. I want to do it at some point. But yeah, every now and then I get to do 68, and it's a really cool. I do the sit down portion, and I'll play all those songs live. But eventually I'd like to do it with a full group, a full band.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So, what's it like for you getting ready for a show?
Getting ready for a show?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it happens the night before. Because usually I have a show before that show. And so it'll probably be about midnight, 1 o'clock, and I'm making my set list or printing off some, like a set list to put on stage. And usually by the next day I forget, which is what happened today. So it can be a mess, and then there's times it's like super organized, and I plan. If sometimes there's points where you have to think even further ahead. So it may not be the next show, but the show after that you're planning for. And so my process of putting outfits together and keeping stuff packed in my car for the next day. That way I don't have to take it out, put it
Yeah.
back in, take it out, put it back in. Um, and a lot of times it's the costumes that take the most time because you run out of costume pieces and then you have to wash them the night before and let them air dry. And it's
Long
a
process.
whole process, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't just throw them in the washer and dryer and call it a day. You got to hand wash them or dry clean them, and it takes forever.
I'm sure. So, have you ever had a surprise like song request from a fan during a show?
Oh, all the time.
What do you think the weirdest one is?
The worst one. My one of my least favorite songs. I'm probably going to get a lot of backlash for this. I really don't like Kentucky Rain. I don't not like it. I think it's an okay
Wow.
song, but it gets requested so much, and I don't understand the appeal. I've never been like, yeah, that's my favorite song ever. Um, but like, I don't hate it. I just hate that it gets requested so much. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So, main question here, because we have to ask since, it happened to Elvis. Has a fan ever thrown anything up on stage during one of your shows?
Oh, I've got so many stories.
Let's hear them.
My favorite though. I did a show. I was performing on a trailer bed, which was weird in of itself, but it was cool because it was like OG 50s style. But I had done a show there prior, and so I met one of the employees, and she jokingly mentioned like, "Hey," she's like, she asked the same question, and I was like, "No, no, not really, not yet." And I didn't. She was serious about it, and next show I was there. Next thing, like they've got Halloween decorations on the truck bed. Next thing I know, there's like this zombie over to the side of me, holding a pair of underwear, and I was like, "Oh my god, she was serious." And so she hid them. She hid them all throughout the stage, and then just like would hide out in the audience and just like randomly throw them out. It was like a fresh package of underwear that she was just like opening and throwing them up on stage like a t-shirt cannon. I mean, it was like so random. And, like, I swear she was just hiding. Like there was one in my tip bucket. There was one like they were just hidden all throughout. It was so weird, but absolutely hilarious. And the minute I caught on to what she was doing, it was cracking me up. But yeah, it happens pretty regularly.
So, do you have any upcoming shows or
Yeah,
contests?
Yeah, I've got a whole lot lined up. I've got something for the next, well, including this month, the next 2 months. Because I did Memphis this month. September, I'm doing an Elvis festival here in Florida, and I'm headlining with Cody, DNF, Dwight Eisenhower, Travis Howell, Austin Irby, and Matt Stone.
Wow.
And yeah, it's a whole 3-day weekend, and I'm there the whole weekend just kind of running around. But I have my own show in Sunday afternoon. I'm doing a gospel show, which I've never done prior. And so when they tasked me with coming up with a gospel show, I was like, I only know like 4 or 5 songs. I'm like, I can name probably 5 songs off the top of my head that like I genuinely know. And so I was like, I'll see what I can do, and like I'll learn as many as I can. And then I thought like, whoa, I don't want to make this a slow, boring gospel show. Like, I know when I'm sitting and watching a gospel show, I'm like, oh great, it's another slow song. Like, don't get me wrong, I love gospel shows, but I'm like, okay, let's wrap it up because this is taking forever. So my goal personally for this show was specifically to not make it dull and boring and feel like you're sitting there for hours. So I mixed in as many upbeat gospel songs as I could. I have like an hour to do it all, and I ended up with like 18 songs, and 9 of them were upbeat and 9 were slow. And I was like,
wow,
perfect.
Yeah.
And so the first set's kind of 68-ish. I took a lot of the 68 gospel medley songs. I'm gonna wear the American Sound outfit and do it, so it's gonna be super casual. and the second one's going to be more 70s focused, with all the stuff he did in the mid to late 70s. And then in October, I'm headed up to Indiana for Fantasy Fest.
Okay.
So I get to compete in my home state again. This is my second year doing it. I'm super excited for it.
That's
And
cool.
it all happens for a great cause too. So
Yeah. So finishing up here, if you could play one Elvis song for the rest of your career, Elvis career, what would it be and why?
ooh, one song for the rest of my life. That's a tough question. I've never been asked that question, and I've never thought about it. Walk a Mile in My Shoes has always been a great song. It's one that I just learned recently because I thought about using it to compete with. Uh, and it has such a great message behind it,
Mm-hmm.
without being slow and, so gloomy, but
Yeah.
it's got a good message behind it, even if you're just listening to it normally.
Mm-hmm. And then if you could ask Elvis one thing, what would it be?
Oh Lord. um, good question. I'm trying to think through this scenario right now. Can I get selfie? No, I don't know. There's so many things. I guess it would be I don't know. It has something to do with his career. Probably um, if he was still alive, how much longer would he want to keep performing, or what would he have done differently?
Okay.
I feel like that's a pretty reasonable question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is all I have. So thank you for joining.
Of course. Thanks for having me.